Hi, Keisha of New World Mind and Spirit, and thank you so much for joining me today for this 3-part video series, Freedom Over Fear. So if this is your first time joining me, I am a certified consulting hypnotist and intuitive consultant, and it is my goal to help you to change your life and to manifest your desires using the power of your own mind. So thank you so much for joining me today. So today we are enjoying a beautiful early autumn day, and of course we are moving closer and closer to Halloween, which is my second favorite time of the year, right after summer. I absolutely love Halloween. It is of course a celebration of our ancestors, a celebration of life in itself, and also of course a celebration of fear. And you know, with all the ghosts and the goblins and the things that go bump in the night going around us, we have a lot of fun with being scared. But it's of course a huge aspect of trying to achieve our goals of having to deal with fear on a daily basis. And outside of Halloween, and even during Halloween time, fears actually are no laughing matter. They actually can cause a lot of havoc, a lot of trauma, a lot of unhappiness. And it is today, that I'm chosen to take this time of year to really talk about fear and its place in our lives and how we can learn to manage it. So of course, again, Halloween is a time where we not just celebrate fear, but we're actually learning to honor our ancestors and honor the people that came before us. This is where the concept of divination, of speaking to the dead, that we associate with Halloween, with a time to have seances and to consult spirit boards and tarot cards and that sort of thing, has come from. It's all about being able to communicate with those that have come before us, with the veil being the thinnest right now at this time of year. And when we talk about the concept of fear itself, it is actually thanks to our ancestors that we have fears that are with us throughout life. You see, fear is an ancestral gift, and it actually has served us greatly in the past. And it's something that without some measure of fear, you likely wouldn't be alive today. Fear is a gift and something that has come down through the line from your ancestors, designed to keep you alive, so that you are able to preserve yourself and stay here and live a wonderful, long life, and also reproduce and continue the lineage if you choose to do so. And it is for this reason that we have these, primitive urges to really preserve ourselves. And this is really where fear comes from. And it's important to remember that fear is just a very, very old and very primitive tool, simply designed to keep you safe. It is simply designed as a automatic system that whenever you are approaching something that is unfamiliar or unknown or that makes you a bit uncomfortable, it kicks in as a way to pretty much scream at you, danger, back away, go back the way you came. And this, of course, as I mentioned, is something that has served you well in the past. Without fear, you would likely just wander off a canyon, cliff, and we would not have you anymore. Without fear, you would likely just end up throwing yourself into a fire and you would no longer be with us. And so fear is important to have. And because it's so important, it is something that is absolutely ingrained within you. And it's impossible to eradicate it completely, nor should you want to eradicate it completely. It is a useful ancestral gift to have. However, that being said, it is an old aspect of our being. And fear pretty much resides with our subconscious mind. It resides with our subconscious reactions and our subconscious instincts. And the subconscious part of your brain is the oldest part of your brain that you have. We often think of the mind as having two parts, the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious, if you're awake and watching this video now, is what you're using to be aware, to be present, to analyze, to make decisions. And this is the part of your brain that is always actively thinking, actively making judgments. The subconscious, on the other hand, is the older part of your brain. And this is where all of your instincts lie, your pretty much everything that goes on through your body, all of its systems that you don't have to think about, everything that's automatic, your reproductive system, your hormonal system, things that your hair and your teeth and your nails that grow, all of these are run by your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. And this part of your mind is what's responsible for your sense of self-preservation and your reactions and your instincts. And it is with this part of your mind that your fears are actually housed within the subconscious. And initially, back when we were at a very simpler time, when we were needing to survive and needing to know where our next meal was coming from, when we were out having a lot of predators that always wanted to make a snack out of us, having fear was extremely useful. And it was a way to, again, send alarm bells when you were moving away from your tribe, which kept you safe, into a different area that was a little dodgy. And this would help you to pull back and be safe. Obviously, we've come a long way since then, haven't we? And currently, we are no longer living, at least likely in the Western world and more developed nations especially. You are no longer having to fight and forage for your next meal. And you've actually most likely have moved further up the ladder in the pyramid to self-actualization, and to actually wanting to fulfill things, actually wanting to go out of your comfort zone and have more for yourself. Now, this is where that old ancestral gift, fear, that has served us in the past can now sabotage us for the future. Keep in mind, whenever you are wanting to move outside of your comfort zone, even if it's something as mundane as moving into a different higher income bracket, even if it's as mundane as seeking someone who is you are extremely attracted to, who you think is more attractive than you, who has more money than you, and you feel uncomfortable. The same fear that sends off red flags, if you would say, wander too far from your cave, hundreds of thousands of years ago, that same fear is also kicking in when you are wandering too far from your modern comfort zone. They're one and the same. It's that same primitive sense of self-preservation that often rears its head and gets in the way of you wanting to elevate yourself, of you wanting to evolve, of you wanting to expand yourself. And it's important to know this whenever you are trying to make changes in your life and you're finding yourself sabotaging yourself or pulling back or doubting yourself. It's important to name what that is, and to not just name it, to, be grateful for it. Again, this is a gift from your ancestors to make sure you led a long and healthy life. However, this is something that also needs to be overwritten in order for you to move past your comfort zone and to expand yourself into different places. And this is where fear can get in our way. When fear ceases to be something that is helpful, and it instead becomes something that is turned into a fence or into an obstacle for what we desire. And knowing this, again, is half the battle. And knowing that whenever you feel uncomfortable, when you get close to getting what you want, that you are simply experiencing a self-preservation, an old, ancestral, instinctive reaction that has been bred into you over hundreds of thousands of years, and that you can override it. And again, fear is not something that you should want to completely eradicate. It's here to stay. It's going to be a part of your subconscious in one form or another. However, it is totally possible to learn to manage it, and totally possible to learn to, just like a computer system, to just override it when it is getting in your way and causing you problems instead. So, in this quick video, I just want to give you the first step, and that first step is to just be aware. Whenever you're feeling something such as procrastination, such as self-doubt, such as getting a little bit uncomfortable, a little twitchy, whenever you get closest to actually getting what you want and you start to back off, know that that is likely a fear reaction. That is an instinct, and just knowing that is the first step. And when that happens, you know, just say thank you. Just thank your wonderful subconscious mind for looking out for you. It's doing the best it can. Thank your ancestors for, you know, the gift of doing the best that they can to try to preserve you and make sure you're having a long and healthy life. But at the same time, say, after you've thanked your mind, thanked your ancestors, at the same time say, however, I choose to move forward anyway. So thank you so much for looking out for me, for trying to keep me safe, but I choose to move forward anyway. Okay, so that's the first step, is simply acknowledging it and just making the decision. There's so much power in choice, making the decision to move through fear and keep moving forward anyway. All right, so thank you so much for this short video, and that's it for this video, but definitely join me next time, and we'll continue to talk about where fear has come from, and also just kind of talk about just the ways that it kind of has crystallized in your life early on. All right, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time for the video number 2 in the Freedom Over Fear series. Take care. Bye.